Hi, 2019, October. I was out here on my deck. I was taking pictures of the sunset. And as I was standing out here, all of a sudden, I became faint. And I fell to my knees because I didn't think I could stand. And then I went into the house wondering what happened. Well, about 10 minutes later, the same thing happened again, only this time my heart was pounding in irregular fashion, like it was pounding out of my chest. I couldn't control it, feeling faint again. And then it went away, and then about 10-15 minutes later, the same thing happened again. And I called John. He's a doctor, psychiatrist, medical doctor, and I told him what was going on. And he said, "Dad, you've got to get into the car and get to the hospital immediately." And I said, "I can't go, John, because I haven't washed my hair yet." He said, "Forget your hair, go." So Kari took me to the hospital. I was having more bouts of the same thing on the way over. When I got to the hospital, same thing. I was in emergency, going through the same thing, and they had me all set up for a code blue, which is basically the hospital staff ready to put electrical shock treatments on my heart, because if I had gone out, the doctor told me if I had passed out, they weren't so sure I could be brought back again. So it was a life and death situation. Anyhow, I was there for a night, and then they sent me up to St. John's in St. Louis Mercy Hospital, and I had an ablation a couple days later. They went up into the heart and ablated my heart. That means they catheterized certain spots so that there wasn't this electrical rogue electrical impulse that was able to cause my heart to go into a ventricular tachycardia again. Well, after that event, long story short, I became depressed that next month, November, December, extremely at the end of depressed at the end of December into January. I was so depressed. I felt a tremendous amount of weight, pressure all over my body. It was extremely painful. I became suicidal because I was just thinking of how can I stop this pain. And keep that in mind. People who become suicidal aren't always thinking about hurting. They're not thinking of hurting anybody. And even themselves, they don't want to hurt themselves. But they want to stop the pain. If it means hurting yourself to stop the pain, they will do it. So I was that extreme. Made an attempt, and my family sent me to the hospital, and from there I came out, and then they sent me to Seattle or Sierra Tucson. I was there for 40 days. Treatment center, one of the best ones in the country, numerous psychiatrists, therapists, and I was put on some Prestique, which is a drug, SNRI. It increases the serotonin levels. I don't do well with medication, so I got on that, came home, was okay, and I got off of it as soon as I could when I got home. And I just didn't like the side effects. I don't do well, again, with medication. Some people don't. And I'm not saying that it doesn't work for others. It does. But it didn't for me. So I was off of her for 5 weeks, and just fine. And then all of a sudden, I started to get these incredible headaches. And it became more and more intense as time went on, so much so, again, the pressure came on me again. I wasn't to the point of suicidal, but it was so heavy on me. I couldn't get off the couch, I couldn't eat, I had to force myself to eat. I lost 52 pounds. I couldn't sleep, couldn't socialize, didn't want to talk on the phone, didn't want to go outside, didn't want to get in the car. Unbelievable. So back to the psychiatrist I go. He sees that I can't really tolerate medications, doesn't know what to do with me, and he mentions TMS. I'd heard about it earlier when I came out of the hospital, but it was not available because of COVID. But this time now, TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation. And so as a last resort, I went to the hospital nearby and got lined up for an office visit. The psychiatrist came in. I told him my story. I'd been to the Mayo Clinic, many doctors up in St. Louis of all different fields, Sierra Tucson, and I said, no offense. I said, I don't have any respect really for the psychiatric field. I think it's too subjective, and I don't trust psychiatrists, and I don't trust this treatment. He says, I understand. Many come into the office this way. And I said, it's going to take an absolute miracle to convince me of anything as far as results or healing. He said, well, maybe your miracle is just around the corner. And so I started treatment, and lo and behold, after 1 week, I was feeling relief for the first time in months. I just wept all the way home. And as the treatment continued, I felt better and better. And now my anxiety and depression symptoms are totally gone. Totally gone. This is a miracle of modern science. And I'm putting my testimony on video here, so to spread the word. And I'm understanding that the FDA approves of this particular technique for healing depression, anxiety, people who are addicted to smoking, and they're in the process of getting FDA approval for OCD, PTSD, schizophrenia, Parkinson's disease, and every addiction that's known to man. This truly, truly is a gift from God, and I just want to preach it from the rooftop, and I want everybody to know TMS, Transcranial Magnetic Stimulation. I know you're going to, all of you that are listening to this, you know somebody who's struggling with this, with some of these things, whether it be yourself or someone else. Please, please, pass the word on. TMS, it's a gift from God. Blessings to you. Have a good night. Talk to you again. Bye.